Are you ready? This live on Instagram with no other, than the beautiful Stormy, Coach Stormy Wellington, and it blessed my soul. Hey, daughter, it blessed my soul so much. So for those of you that are on there, I know it was also a blessing to you. And when she called me a couple of minutes prior to the interview, show, etc., she asked me, she said, can we just talk about a little bit of everything? I'm like, yeah, we can. And I said, honestly, like I've had several, different bloggers and different people to ask me to talk and discuss this particular situation. And I turned them down. And I said to her, but I know you're a woman of wisdom. And so, yeah, we can go there tonight, because I believe transparency is, the answer to transformation. Transparency is the answer, to transformation. And we went there, we talked about some things that a lot of people, probably felt some kind of way. And some, they were blessed. I had people, I'm talking about y'all thousands, because I think, on my Instagram, I have maybe about 43,000 people following me. And by the time we got off that live, like after an hour, like we're at 46,000 now. And so it just kept going and going and going and going. And then for me, it's not even about the numbers. You know what really blessed me? I had a couple of people in my inbox, and they were like, wow, you're a pastor. A couple of people, yes, you can watch the replay. A couple of people inboxed me like, whoa, you a pastor. And, a lot of people are like, whoa, you blessed me. And I've never seen someone be so transparent, because I just always felt like church people were so judgmental, and church people, look down on people. So I just stopped going to church and etc. Blah, blah, blah. You already know. And I got off that live, y'all, and I just started crying. I started boo-hoo crying, y'all. When I say boo-hoo crying, like literally my handkerchief is right here. I started boo-hoo crying, and then I think my husband called me, and we were on the phone for a little bit, and he was just kind of congratulating me, and, congratulating me, and just telling me how proud he was of me. And when I tell y'all, I got off that live, and over maybe 1,200, 1,300 was on that live. And I'm just looking at the comments, and I'm looking at the people, and I'm looking at all that's going on. And there, right then and there, Holy Spirit said to me, this is what you asked for. This is what you asked for. And so though I should be home, and I know my husband do not mind, because I'm not going to be on here too long with y'all. I mean that for real, not in my church voice. But though I should be home right now, y'all, I had a glimpse, just a glimpse of my future, just a glimpse of what just took place, just a glimpse, real quick, a review, a glimpse of what just took place. And literally, I'm talking to y'all now, and I have people just, honestly, they are inboxing me, and my phone is just going off. So prayerfully, I think I have my charger so it won't go dead. I need y'all to share this. Because what you're asking God for is
the same mouth they used to bless you with is the same mouth they used to curse you with.
Absolutely.
The same people, and it's the ones that say they love you the most, be the quickest to turn their back on you.
Absolutely. I think my husband is on here. Hey, honey.
I can't.
Hey, baby daddy. Yeah, he's on here. But let me tell you, it was that time when I went to the restroom, and I was
a bit about, because obviously I'm familiar with you, but I don't know a lot about what goes on in the regular world. Like, people don't understand this, but in my world, like I live in like this bubble. Like, it's like network marketing, motivation, inspiration, personal development, workout, meditating, and what happened out there? Like, really,
right.
Oh, that is still going on. You know, like, wow, George Floyd got killed, murdered. Like, I really don't be knowing what's going on in the regular world. And so what I didn't know that you was going through a scandal. Do you mind? Because a lot of people think that you are above reproach and you are just so perfect and life is wonderful. So what kind of scandal could the woman of God have went through? What kind of scandal could you have went through?
Let me tell you, what you had tonight, you was having a Moscato. Is that what you said?
I'm having me a Moscato in one hand and water in the other.
Because I sure enough I need my coffee. I need something. Listen, it was a real scandal. It was a real life scandal. And for all of you that are on here, we appreciate y'all, because this is about to be real, so real, so can it. And if you don't like it, bye-bye.
Because the same mouth they use to bless you with is the same mouth they use to curse you with.
Absolutely.
The same people, and it's the ones that say they love you the most, be the quickest to turn their back on you.
Absolutely. I think my husband is on here. Hey, honey.
I can't.
Hey, baby daddy. Yeah, he's on here. But let me tell you, it was that time when I went to the restroom.
What happened to me? But on June 2nd, I dealt with something I never experienced before in my life. And I knew that I still kind of semi-cared about what people thought about me.
Right.
But I didn't realize that I cared that much. Ooh. And I realized I cared that much when it affected me. I literally felt like I was crucified on the cross.
Oh, my God.
And I died. And then I died and I rose on the third day. Like, I really felt like that. Like, I had to, like, it was so big and so bad. I don't know if you know, but people would deliver me flowers. I remember one time I had my dining room table had so many flowers. I literally felt like it was my funeral. And I had lived to experience my funeral. Like, people would send me flowers. They would bring me food. I was laying in anybody that knows me know I'm very active. I was laying in my bed. I had no energy. And people would send me cards so I could literally read, almost like my obituary. People texted me telling me how much I blessed them and changed their life. Right. But then on the other hand, I had people threatening me, telling me that they were going to come and kill me. And they knew I lived at. And I would go on live. And one time I went on live and people would put my address and they'd pop up. And I'd be like, that's my address. And so I was really going through it. And it caused me to really become a brand new woman.
I'm telling you, it does.
And as you know, our event this year is not just the awakening. It's called the Awakening/Rebirth, because I'm a new woman now. Like, I don't care what people think about me. Right. I don't care what I don't care if they love me or hate me. Either way it goes, it doesn't matter. The love or the hate. But there was a point in time where the hate didn't matter. Now the love or the hate doesn't matter. I don't hold anyone to any type of accountability to how they feel about me or expectation. No, I don't. Any accountability or any expectation, it doesn't matter. You love me, you great. If you don't, great. Right. But it wasn't until I was broken. And I believe that there was a blessing in the breaking. I had to be broken. I had to be held to public crucifixion, social media crucifixion, because I would have not released the burden of opinionitis. You know, and now I'm free. So I would like to ask you, like, what did you do? Like, if you could give me 3 things, like, to go through a public scandal, and we know you're married now, and, you know, of course, we have a few mutual friends, and Lisa is my esthetician, and, you know, I remember hearing little things, bits and pieces here and there, but I knew you, and I knew your husband, so I don't listen to what people say, even if they're saying it from a very sincere place. Right. I judge people off of my experience. Right. So I have my own experience with you as well as my own personal experience with your husband. And I know who you guys are from my experience. So my question would be, and I know that you're coming to the awakening. I know that you know that at least 19 women, and thank you, at least 19 women come to the event suicidal. And due to the pandemic, I'm just going to let you know, I'm projecting that number is going to triple. The last two events you came to, one had 19 women suicidal, and the other group was 26 women suicidal. And this is now post-pandemic. So I'm believing that number is going to triple. So I just want you to know, that's not what I do. That's what you do. I'm going to give them the tools and the modalities and the strategies to be able to get out of their head, into their life, and move into their higher place. But I don't do the breaking of the suicides and all that. You got a big job ahead of you. So before we get there, I just want to know, like, what did you do to break free of caring? Because when you're in ministry, you can't do nothing.
Well, like, don't say that. No.
You can't wear no tight clothes.
That ain't everybody.
You ain't supposed to have on no blue eyeshadow, girl. That ain't what the
girl, I got blue eyeshadow. Yeah, I do. And some skinny jeans. Yeah, I do.
So how did you do it? I want to know, like, being in the church world is difficult. Like, how did you break free?
It is.
How did you do it? What did you do? Like, what did you do?
I think for me, honestly, that thing that was life-changing for me was when I was in the bathroom, because like yourself, when you said that you literally felt like you were, like you died, and nobody understands that, but I do. Because it's not until you go through a public scandal or public scrutiny, or when you're being literally crucified in front of the world, then it's something that happens within. And I remember it was so bad, Storm. Let me tell you how bad it was. It was so bad that for months, I literally did not even have anyone that knows me knows that I'm just kind of like this, go jolly, let's go, let's do it type of, I was outside of me. You get what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even recognize me. I couldn't preach. I couldn't really encourage anyone. But because you kind of learn the system, or you just kind of learn the way, you know, you still kind of...
Wait, you were in a funk, like a real funk for months?
Oh, girl, listen, honestly, I didn't really come back to the whole me, in a sense. It took me a year. It really did. It took me a year, and not because of the saints. You know, I just felt like I needed that time to really iron out some things and really do some self-evaluation, self-reflecting, and all that stuff. And I thank God for it, because y'all never get to a place where you feel like you got to hurry up. Like, you have to give people an explanation. You get what I'm saying? Some of y'all be going through some stuff and you feel like you got to give people an explanation, and you feel like you have to hurry up and get through it. No, everybody process is different. Yeah. And while you're going through your process, enjoy your process. Go through the healing. Take the necessary things that you have to do. And people, when you're in leadership, I'm telling you, people will make you feel like, you know, you can't hurt and you can't bleed. And no, you got to hurry up and get over this, because we need you. And when I found out, listen, people will be here. One minute they celebrating you, they love you, and the next minute they cruise. The same folks.
The same mouth they use to bless you with is the same. This is what I say. Be careful, because the same mouth they use to bless you with is the same mouth they use to curse you with. Many thoughts come to my mind, and I want to say that it's unfortunate that you're still going through, because I could have still been going through. But yeah. I can tell you what I decided to do is I decided to collapse decades into days, and I decided that I was going to give myself 40 days and 40 nights. So a part of my rebirth is I went on a real serious fast for 40 days and 40 nights.
Right.
Let me tell you why I don't like people calling me a woman of God, per se. Because I think when people put titles on you, they limit you.
They do.
And so you can look at my life and the results and the lives that I've been able to change. And I don't have to tell you who I'm a woman of. My results and my receipts will prove to you who I am a woman of.
Your fruit speaks, right.
For sure. And so I don't let people put titles on me. You know, I have people tell me all the time, I should be a pastor. No, you know why? Because I don't want any limitations on me. I believe God lives on the inside of me. Every day I wake up my God on the inside of me. I don't just think God is in the sky. I think God is
he's not.
He's with me every moment of the day. And I believe that I could do what God can do. And so what I decided to do was not allow the pain to linger on for months and years, because I've been in a depression before. And when I'm depressed, and when I'm not feeling 100% certain of who I am, I cannot operate at my highest and best self. And so I needed to shake it off. You know, I needed to get off the remnants of what they said, what they was talking about, the cause. I had to get it off quick. And so when I went on my 40-day and 40-night journey, a part of it was when I got out of it on the 40th day, I said I was not accepting any more calls, any more conversations, anymore. If a person called me, I would tell them I am no longer talking about that. That is a thing of my past. If you want answers, go find answers from elsewhere, because I'm no longer talking about it. I've given that part of my life over to God. It's over with. So I didn't hold on to it. And I could tell you that there were 3 things that I learned in that process. And number one, it was that the same mouth that they're used to bless you with is the same mouth that they're used to curse you with. So I don't care of what people say about me. They could love me and say they love me and I changed their life. And I'm like, thank you. But deep down inside, I'm not letting it propagate me. It doesn't matter. Because I know that same mouth will be the same mouth you use to curse me with. Absolutely. The second thing I learned is I learned compassion. I learned, Father, forgive before they know not what they do. There's no way you could put your mouth on me, because I am someone that does so much for this world. And for you to want to see me dead, and for you to want to see me on my knees, not praying, but down on my knees, all I could do for you is to say, Father, forgive you. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And I could tell you, thirdly, I also learned true love on a deeper level. Because the only way a person can really affect you is if there was some love there. Right. Nobody should be able to hurt you unless there's some love there. And so I recognize how much I really love people. That I love them so much that they could affect me with their words and the things that they thought about me. And so I had to reverse a lot of those things because I know that I live a life that's, you know, they call me Wonder Woman. It's like, I wonder what she's going to do next. Right. Exactly. Because I'm never going to be predictable because that's not who I am at my core. So I needed that experience because I was always a people pleaser. Right. And I cannot be my authentic self trying to please people because Absolutely. You're never going to understand me because I don't think like you. I'm still thinking about making $60 million this year when you're trying to figure out how to pay your light bill. Right. My goal is to create 1,000 millionaires, and you haven't even made your first million. So I had to recognize that we're not the same. And that is why I go through and had to experience the things I had to experience because we're just not, I'm not the same. And no two people are the same. And so I'm very, very grateful for everything that got me to where I am right now. Absolutely. Because I would not be where I am mentally, physically, spiritually, or financially if I did not grow through what I went through. You know, you grow through what you go through. And when you grow through it, that's when it's not something that just happened. It becomes an experience. And I believe that you cannot talk to someone from, I don't like talking theoretical. Like if I've never experienced it, I'm not going to tell you what I think. Right, right. You know, I believe that opinions are like a butt. Everybody have one, okay? I don't like the opinion. So if I experience, then I'll talk to you from my experience. And so, I mean, as I listen to you and just look at just how happy you look, you and your husband, you know, I'm very happy that you guys found each other. You know, I know him, and we used to always talk about what he wanted out of life, right. You know, and I think that there's something called the Mastermind Alliance, okay? And I think that when two people come together, they create a real partnership, you know, like the Bible says, when two or three are gathered together, you know, he is in the midst. And so you two have come together and forged a powerful Mastermind Alliance that's helping him to grow, helping you to grow. And I believe that manifestation is demonstration. So I love it because how can you be a powerful woman of God when you don't have the totality of what inspires a woman like me? And I think your husband was a part of the missing piece. And so I want to say that I'm very, very happy for you all. I know that there's a lot of people that probably don't want to see y'all together, but I could see the love and just the impact that you guys are making from way over here. And I haven't even been in the same room with you all. And right. I know that just knowing you two and knowing what you've been through is no way that greater is not in front of you. It's no way. There's no way that you guys can have went through all what you went through, things that people said about you, like your name, your character, assassinated, all of that for naught. But the beautiful thing about it is marketing. Good marketing, bad marketing is marketing. I know your ministry has increased. More people know who you are. More people know who he is. And unfortunately, those that don't like it don't matter. Right. At the end of the day, what matters is how you feel and what your relationship is going to do for the world together. I think we spend so much time trying to live underneath the standards of what man put on us. Right. But when two people come together and forge a mastermind alliance, the whole world can change. And so that's what I see when I see you two. You know, I don't care what nobody says. I can see magic. I can see a miracle. I can see amazingness from a mile away. And that's what I see when I see you two. And so I'm excited about y'all union and just that you was able to work through, because a lot of women would have given up. Both sides. He could have gave up. You could have gave up. But the fight that you guys fought to get to where you are right now today is just so powerful. And I said this today. A lot of women remain single because, and men too, because they don't want to go through nothing with their mate. But you got to. You right. If you really, here's what I say. What was yours would never leave you, and what's yours would never be taken away. If something is meant for, but if it's yours, I believe nothing good comes without some type of fight. And so the beautiful thing is you guys had to go through what you went through. And I think it made your union more powerful. It made your connection more stronger. And now we can learn from it. Because why is it that, and I want to ask you, what do you think about this? Why is it that everybody wants a perfect cookie cutter relationship. Nobody wants to go through the process with their mate, whether it's man going through it with their woman. Do you think you can still connect and relate to the women and the audience that you used to relate to before you got married? Do you think your message has changed because you're now this wife? You know what? There's a balance. Let me say that. I want to ask you. This is very important. No, it's very important. This may be scary, right? And it may be something that you may have to think about, right? Do you think you are as effective and as impactful as you were?
Hello, guys. It's your girl, Blessed Abundantly here. I want to comment on the interview with I guess Coach Stormy and Regina Archat. I wasn't gonna say anything. I started watching this because I thought she was going to Regina, Apostle Regina Archat. I thought that she was going to I thought that she was going to comment on the video that was shared on YouTube. She made a video concerning some things about witchcraft and sage and all of this stuff. And Danielle Will McCoy made a video about somebody with the sage and witchcraft and all that. Of course, we could assume who Danielle was talking about, but Regina Martin Archat went into talking about how a certain person wearing Indian clothing and everything, and how that might have spirits and all that stuff. And so I started watching it, but I noticed that I seen the video of her mentioning that Stormy is a woman of God. I'm not trying to be judgmental, but let me bring up some things, and this is what I say. Okay, now Coach Stormy, she said that she don't believe in being called a woman of God. She don't want to be, I guess she don't want to have that title because that's kind of like putting her in a box or something like that, okay? But as you can see here, when she's asking this question, she got the okay sign up. And for anybody, let me show you that the okay sign really means the 3 6s, okay? Now, I started speculating, and I can't get this picture in clear. Oh, there we go. It's in clearly. I started speculating that, something was fishy about her saying that she felt like she had died and then rose again in 3 days. We all, as women, go through some sort of tribulation. I went through some things. Regina's talked about some things that she went through as far as people were saying that she's stolen somebody's husband, the man that she's married to now. There was a whole lot of scandal around that. But when I look at this picture right here, I want you to look at this. I want you to look at this picture. Okay, don't focus on the fact that the person is naked in the picture. This is Stormy, Coach Stormy. And you can read what it says. We all know this from, if you know anything about Hindu meditation, if you know anything about yoga, you know what this is, okay? Right here. Meditation has allowed me to dig deeper into self and accept everything that is me. Repeat after me. All that I want to become, I became. Therefore, I am. I want to talk about that I am for a second, too, because I know that a lot of people say, I am so-and-so, I am this, Christian people. Like, I am what Dr. Juanita Bio, I am so, okay? Meet me and over 800 men and women in my private group, and let's meditate this and at 8 Eastern, okay?
If you can learn to be grateful for what you have. In this moment, I want you to find 3 things that you could be extremely grateful for. You can be grateful for this meditation and this conscious connection. You can be grateful from something that experienced on yesterday. You can be grateful for something from your childhood, something someone said to you. Whatever it is that makes you feel good inside, makes you proud. Find 3 things and back to back to back. Fill yourself up with that gratitude.
So we already know what the awakening is, okay? And we could look that up. Matter of fact, let me look that up right now, okay? Okay, so guys, I wish I could get this bigger, but a spiritual awakening is a call to higher consciousness and deeper mental awareness. The process of spiritual awakening brings about personal transformation and shift in one's worldview. When someone goes through a spiritual awakening, they experience a shift in their mental frame. Okay? Now, spiritual awakening comes down to self-awareness and consciousness. With this increasing awareness, we're able to shift beyond self-actualization into the realm of transcendence. Okay, forgive my speech. Transcendence. Your identification begins shifting away from your ego because there's less internal tension and self-identification. Okay, now let's look up. Okay, I put up there what is the Kundalini awakening. In Hinduism, Kundalini is a form of divine feminine energy believed to be located at the base of the spine and Muladhara. You see that? Do you see that? Look at this. Okay. So it starts from the base of the spine. They call it like a serpent that's at the base of the spine and comes all the way up. And you have this awakening. The Kundalini chakra. Okay. So, okay. Now, you see there's a serpent that it shows you. So this stuff is dangerous. And when you have this type of awakening, you have a lot of shaking and shivering. You have a lot of, and people don't know, this stuff is in the church too. Okay, you got people just shouting uncontrollably, throwing chairs around, furniture, running into things. And nobody thinks that this is the Kundalini awakening. Okay, this is what they do in Hinduism. So, let me go back. Okay, so you have all these things concerning a spiritual awakening, a call to a higher conscious and deeper mental awareness. The process of spiritual awakening brings about personal transformation. Okay, let's talk about this. You got Archat School of Awakening. 2-day virtual let's talk about who is Archat Tolle. Okay, let's pull him up.
Welcome to week number 3 of our New Earth web class. And again, I thank you. Archat Tolle thanks you for joining us as we bring students and seekers together to discuss our latest book club selection, Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth. We did something last week that was unprecedented. You said it's never been done before on television, where you just sit there in silence. And I thought a lot of people responded to the sense of connection from that. So you want to do that again?
Yes.
Let's do that again.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So you're going to lead us in silence.
And simply become aware that you are breathing. The air flows in and out, and you feel yourself breathing. Air flows in and out of the body.
In reading spirituality that doesn't always align with the teachings of Christianity. So my question is to you, Oprah, how have you reconciled these spiritual teachings with your Christian beliefs?
I've reconciled it because I was able to open my mind about the absolute indescribable hugeness of that which we call God. I took God out of the box because I grew up in the Baptist church, and there were, rules and, belief systems and doctrine. And I happened to be sitting in church in my late 20s, and I was going to this church where you had to get there at 8 o'clock in the morning, or you couldn't get a seat, and a very charismatic minister, and everybody was just, into the sermon. And this great minister was preaching about how great God was and how omniscient and omnipresent and God is everything. And then he said, and the Lord thy God is a jealous God. And I was, caught up in the rapture of that moment until he said jealous. And something struck me. And I was like, I think about 27 or 28. I was thinking, God is all, God is omnipresent, God is all, and God's also jealous. God is jealous of me. And something about that didn't feel right in my spirit, because I believe that God is love and that God is in all things. And so that's when the search for something more than doctrine started to stir within me. And I love this quote that Eckhart has. This is one of my favorite quotes in chapter 1, where he says, man made God in his own image. The eternal, the infinite, and unnameable was reduced to a mental idol that you had to believe in and worship as my God or our God.
Jesus says you are the light of the world. That means you are the consciousness in which the world appears, is seen.
So you believe what happens to us at death when the body dies? You don't have a belief.
I don't give it any thought.
You don't. God, in the essence of all consciousness, isn't something to believe. God is.
Yes.
God is. And God is a feeling experience, not a believing experience.
That's right.
And if your religion is a believing experience, if God for you is still about a belief, then it's not truly God.
No.
Okay, now this is Kirk Franklin's son, Kerrion Archat. Now you're about to see why Kirk Franklin, though, is having a difficult time with him, because when you are raised in a household, you have a certain belief, you follow the Bible and everything, and anything that's opposite the Bible, you have a problem with, okay? Unfortunately, Regina Archat don't have those problems, okay? Hold on for a second. I was showing people on Facebook this, okay? You can see what it says for yourself when the devil was escorted out of heaven. And right up here. Let's see what it says. Kerrion Archat Seance.
So,
jugaríamos y esto es verde, ¿ves? Es verde.
You see that right there?
Fuck her till she hit the crescendo. I'm nasty as simple. You know my tempo.
This is Kirk Franklin's son.
You know my rims, ho. I'm fucking amazing.
So now we back at the beautiful Regina Archat. Hold on for a second. Okay, we back at the woman of God. Tell you that, hey, I have a conversation. And I just decided to have this conversation with Coach Stormy, who is also a woman of God, okay? Let's go back to Coach Stormy for a second. I'm going to give you a commentary on both people. Again, she's using the 3 6s. Okay, hold on for a second. Okay, guys, this is very interesting because y'all probably think that I'm being super spiritual or whatever else when I say that the okay sign means the 3 6s. It says right here, the okay hand gesture is now listed as a symbol of hate. Okay. When the okay sign is no longer okay, the New York Times, it says, here is how a hand gesture, long seen as in the oops, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, people, the phone was going out. Here's how a hand gesture, long seen as inaccurate, was appropriated to signify white power. I didn't know that. Touching the thumb and index fingers to make a circle with the remaining 3 fingers held outstretched is a gesture that people around the world have made for centuries, mostly in positive contexts. It is used for several purposes in sign language and in yoga as a symbol to demonstrate inner perfection. It figures in the katas made you look gay. So I'm sorry. It figures in Eunacharis. I'm sorry, people, that I'm having trouble with that word. It figures in Eunacharis made you look gay. Most of all, it has been commonly used for generations to signal okay or all is well. Okay? But in recent years, it has also been appropriated for a more malignant purpose to signify white power. The gesture has become an extremist meme, okay, according to the Anti-Defamation League. Okay, so but let's see what let me put this up here. Yeah, put that up there because I should say in witchcraft or, okay, well, right now I can't get to it. Okay, anyway, I want to talk about this, okay? We have, my phone ain't gonna let me stretch out nothing. We have this lady here, okay? She totally naked, but, you ain't really saying nothing, okay? This lady here, let me say something about Regina Martin Archat. Regina Martin, and I believe that the comment was towards me. It could have been towards anybody, but I believe it was towards me. Okay. This lady had said that I was too churchy. I believe it was me because I don't think Jive is a churchy type. He cuss. He have a drink every once in a while. To me, that's not somebody that's too churchy at all. Okay. So that's not somebody that's too churchy. Somebody that's too churchy is somebody that will speak about certain things and about concerning the Bible. They not for drinking too much. They not for homosexuality. They not for this stuff that we seeing right now. People will say that I'm too churchy because I don't believe that women are to be pastors. And I think that's why Regina Martin mentioned that about me. I don't believe that a woman should be a pastor because it's not her place. And the Bible is clear on that. And then I have eczema on top of that. So I might have been looking ashy. She could have seen my hands, how the way they look, all that. Plus, I work as a mechanic, so I'm always washing my hands because I'm constantly getting dirty, especially when I'm at work. Okay, of course, I wash my hands every time I go to the bathroom, but my hands get more water on them than any other place of my body throughout the whole day because I have to wash my hands every time I go to the bathroom. I have to wash my hands after I done did the tires, disassemble or assemble tires or brakes or anything that has to do with oil and grease and all that other stuff. Okay, everything that I do is kind of dirty, but it's a job. It pays well. So it is what it is. So I can see what she was saying there. But I'm going to have to be a little bit churchy again. Because this right here, okay, if you are a woman of God and you're calling out witchcraft or certain folks that are, using sage to get rid of evil spirits, or maybe they was just getting rid of the bacteria in their house or germs because people, witches and stuff use sage to get rid of evil spirits or something. Other people might use it because they just want to get rid of diseases and stuff that causes